It's Beast Week and we have the Dire Maul Dungeon and Charlga deck, which you can see above my head currently. We will go through the minis and the talents after the dungeon, but first we will go through each of these stages and I will show the build in action and show how I defeat these stages usually. So let's start with the first one, and in here I usually just go with the right side over here. Ignore the left path, you can pick whichever you want. I think it's easier to take the right path because you wanna be able to also defend your castle, your tower, while you are at it. I would have hoped for safe pilot in the beginning in our starting hand, but unfortunately that did not happen. So we have to live with that. We are taking some serious damage to our castle from the beginning that can or cannot be a problem. I was a little bit late deploying that Quilboar over there. We will be able to almost take the tower. We are gonna be... I think we are gonna be prowling these Ogre mates on this side. And it should maybe be able to take out the tower as well. Unless that happens, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna play Charlga here. And Huntress here as well, and then I'm gonna bait these with the Quilboar, so we can take care of these units, and then we can take care of this tower and start pushing towards the boss, and hopefully also deny that gold. Maybe we are not fast enough to do that, but... Oh, we are also actually almost taking this tower as well. I will clear that tower with safe pilot. It will give us a little bit time. We will lose it again because of that spawn. But that should be just fine for now. We can defend with Fire Elemental. I think we are gonna... I'm gonna Prowler here. I'm gonna drop Fire Elemental over here to deal with these guys. I'm gonna take the chest with the Huntress. And the Huntress is fast, so I can drop Charlga over here, who is much slower. And some Harpies. Harpies are absolutely tremendously powerful. They are so great in this game. Now I think we might be able to maybe kill this boss with this one. The Quilboar is excellent choice for baiting the boss, baiting hours, baiting a lot of enemies, and also just withstanding a lot of damage. Especially because he can withstand so much elemental damage, which... there's a lot in this dungeon. But let's go do the second stage right now. Alrighty, so in here, these Eyes of the Void, these are really annoying. I really hate the stage because of these. Otherwise, this is really fine stage. I usually just go with the left-hand side. Just take this meeting stone and you have a direct access to the boss. You don't really have to take this tower on the right side. You can do it if you want to. It will make your life defending your own tower, your base, a little bit easier. But I usually just ignore that one and try to go with this side only. What we want to do is we want to basically push to the boss from this side, and then we want to drop Quilboar behind the boss to bait the boss to attack the Quilboar while we absolutely destroy it with our damage dealing units. But let's see what will happen now. I think I'm gonna do Fire Elemental in here to start. He's also really great because he really withstands the elemental damage. Those Eyes of the Voids don't really hurt him at all, basically, which is superb. In here, I think I'm gonna... We have to play something, so... Playing Prowler here. It will charge the eye, unfortunately, but... That's fine. Let's play Charlga in here. Now we have access to the boss. We can actually try... Oh, that happened. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna play Harpies over here. We're gonna play Kobold over here to get some gold. Now, I was a little bit late. I should have dropped the Quilboar there before the Harpies were in the range of that one, but it is what it is. We can also try to just start to make most of it. That looks a little bit scary, but I think, well, let's drop Elemental over there. We are dealing a lot of damage. Like, Quilboar only died now. Like, it took so long for the boss to kill the Quilboar, because Quilboar really withstands the elemental damage. So now we can try this maybe again. I'm gonna drop the Quilboar behind the boss right now. Now that's a little bit unfortunate, but not the most annoying thing that can happen. I think we will beat the boss with these rush over here. Unless the enemy plays a Huntress, but I think that's still, yeah, that's a victory for us. So that's basically the strategy. That's your win. The easiest win condition for this stage is to drop the Quilboar behind the boss, debate it to attack the Quilboar just before your other units reach it. Now, for example, Harpies are tremendous with dealing damage. They have such a huge DPS, so if they can attack the boss without being attacked themselves, they will absolutely shred the boss. And other units as well, you can basically use any units for that one. But let's go to the third stage. Okay, so the most annoying thing in this third stage is that this blue ogre over here will keep healing allies, healing the boss so much that you probably can't out-damage the healing capabilities of this ogre, so you have to take him out first and then start attacking the boss itself. So I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to go with the right side, capture this mercenary over here. They will always swap allegiance at 10% health, so we will take her, and then we will push from the right side and possibly from the middle as well, distract the boss and then take out the mates. But first we have to survive this initial assault. I think I'm gonna do Harpies over here. They will be able to shred these enemies quite nicely. Let's see if I can. Yep, I'm gonna drop Quilboar over here so that the tower will be distracted while we shred it with the Harpies. And now we can start working. That's not nice. We have to also put Huntress in here. We can also start working towards getting this guy, this mage for us. Let's see. Huntress was a little bit too eager to go after the boss. I'm gonna drop Quilboar over there, reinforce that one, and I really do want to deny that gold. I'm gonna lose my safe pilot in the process, but that's fine. Now let's set Huntress towards this lane as well. So now as they start advancing to here, we will prepare our own assault from this side. I think we will play Elemental, so just so we don't lose this tower now. Thank you. And we can also play Charlga in here. So now we wanna drop our unbound units over here to start dealing damage to this one. And I was hoping the boss would aggro my other units, but it didn't, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Let's see if we can still beat this ogre. It looks quite nice. If we can kill the ogre, then we are... Yes, that's perfect. That's really good. So now we are in a really strong position. Now we can start killing the boss itself. And I think I'm just gonna drop Quilboar behind it, so maybe it will aggro the Quilboar after taking out her, but maybe we can also just win this fight just with this push. Let's see. Almost. It's very, very close. Maybe we can just save pilot, and that's a dungeon one for us. Not enough? What? Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Dungeon one for us. I was a little bit hasty with that one. But yeah, there we go. That's the dungeon done. So let's go take a look at the talents and the minis I used in this build and talk a little bit about those. So here we are, our Charlga build, and if you're like me, we usually don't really want to use Charlga. I don't really use her all that much, but we want to level her up anyway, because we want the rewards from clearing the dungeons as well, and it doesn't hurt to have all your heroes eventually to fully gold. So here we go. Charlga has the Nature's Grasp talent. You could use other talents as well. It's the one I picked first. It helps with crouch controlling multiple targets a little bit more. Unfortunately, she's quite weak, so if the enemy has any ranged attackers, she will probably die anyway. With the Prowler, we have the Predatory Instincts, so that he can deal double damage to enemies who are at more than 75% health, so that initial attack will deal more damage. That's really good talent for the Prowler. Really nice, strong unit. I don't really use him all that much, but in this build, he works really, really nicely. Quilboar, one of the best units. I have the Tunnel Vision. You could maybe use Bristleback at some cases as well, but Tunnel Vision is just so nice for the faster deployment. Really usable unit because it is resistant, so it takes less damage from elemental attacks. There's a lot of elemental damage coming towards you in this particular dungeon, so it's a really, really good for baiting the second boss, especially, and the third boss as well, and also dealing damage to the Ogre Magis in the third stage as well. Other unbound units would be also great for dealing damage to the Ogre Magis, but this combination just works right now. And the Huntress has 11 might, so deals 50% anti damage to the initial target, helps her to win these one-on-one mirror matches, for example. She can kill another Huntress that's one level, at least one level above her with this talent, because she deals that additional 50% damage to initial target. That's really good talent, the best one if you ask me. And then we have Fire Elemental with the Immolation Aura to deal damage enemies around him, and that's really good because there's a lot of like Defias bandits or spiders, so as those weak monsters, that there's a lot of them. He can just take care of them. Also those Eyes of the Void in the second stage, and also he's also resistant, as is Huntress, so they are also taking less damage from pretty much all the attacks in the dungeon. That's really good thing for our survivability. And then we have Safe Pilot. Alongside with Quilboar, I think the two most used units probably in the game right now, right? With the Gnomis locking device, you could use Coming in Hot as well if you have that one. But Gnomis cloaking device is just so good with the stealth and ambush. She has so many multiple uses all across the board. You can snipe the enemy kobolds, deny enemy gold, you can take out the backline ranged attackers, you can support any kind of push with extra damage, also take out the Ogre Magis in the third stage. So Safe Pilot is really versatile. If you are not using Safe Pilot yet, you should invest in Safe Pilot. That's my recommendation. And last we have in here the Harpies with the infectious swipes, so that they can poison, so they can actually start really shredding the enemies. They can deal such huge DPS that if you can just get them to the enemies while the enemy is distracted by, for example, Quilboar, they can just shred pretty much anything in this game. They are really good units and cheap as well. So that's the build. That's how it works. Let me know if you have tried this one or if you have some sort of variation of the build. I'll see you next time, my friends. Stay safe. Laku out.